All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're exploring the absolutely captivating and honestly incredibly influential world of Japanese ukiyo-e art. Just think about that for a second. Before you could just whip out your phone and snap a picture or post a story, how would you show someone the latest fashion trend or a celebrity you admired? Or maybe a breathtaking view from a place they'd probably never get to see? Well, back in the bustling cities of Edo period Japan, they had a truly brilliant and beautiful solution. It was an art form that captured the vibrant, fleeting moments of everyday life for literally everyone to see. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to break down what ukiyo-e actually is, we'll look at its role as the pop culture posters of the day, discover the hottest subjects, meet three legendary artists, decode its unique visual style, and then follow its totally unexpected journey all the way from Japan to Paris. Let's get into it. Okay, first up, let's try thinking about ukiyo-e not just as art in a museum, but as the mass media of its time. So the name itself, ukiyo-e, literally means pictures of the floating world. Now that phrase originally came from Buddhism, and it was kind of a somber reminder that, life is short and everything is temporary. But during the booming Edo period, this new confident merchant class came up in the cities, and they completely flipped that idea on its head. For them, the floating world wasn't something to be sad about. It was something to celebrate. All the fleeting pleasures of the theater, of fashion, of city life. Ukiyo-e was the art of their world. And this slide just nails the core idea. Seriously. Ukiyo prints were the pop posters, the magazines, and kind of the social media feed of 17th to 19th century Japan. This was how you saw what was cool, who was famous, and how trends spread. Now here's the crucial part. The real game changer. This wasn't some fancy art form just for the shogun or the samurai elite. No way. Thanks to the technology of woodblock printing, these amazing, colorful images could be mass-produced, and they were cheap. This meant that an ordinary merchant, a craftsman, a shopkeeper, anyone could afford to own a piece of art that actually showed the world they lived in. It was truly art for the people. So if these were the pop posters of their time, what was actually on them? What were the trending topics in Edo, Japan? Well, first you had bijin-ga, which means pictures of beautiful women. Think of these as the Vogue or the Instagram fashion feeds of the era. These prints showed off famous courtesans and geishas, detailing their incredible hairstyles, their poses, and of course their stunning kimonos. This is how you knew what was in style. Then you had yakusha-e, which were portraits of kabuki theater actors. Kabuki was the blockbuster entertainment, and these actors were absolute superstars. So these prints were the celebrity posters that fans would snatch up to collect and hang on their walls, showing the actors in their most dramatic and famous roles. And finally, there was fukeiga, or landscape pictures. In a time when traveling long distances was really difficult, if not impossible for most people, these prints were like a window to the outside world. They let you see the famous sights and beautiful scenery of Japan, satisfying that deep human curiosity about what lies beyond your own city. So who were the creative geniuses bringing these scenes to life? Well, let's meet three of the most legendary masters who really defined ukiyo-e. This table really highlights the different artistic personalities that shaped ukiyo-e. First, you've got Katsushika Hokusai. His work, like the world-famous Great Wave, is all about the raw power and incredible energy of nature. It's just so dynamic. But then you have Utagawa Hiroshige, who gives us a much more peaceful, atmospheric view. He was a master of capturing the quiet beauty of light, mist, and weather, creating this really poetic mood. And then, shifting gears completely from nature to people, you have Kitagawa Utamaro. He was the undisputed master of bijin-ga. He didn't just paint beautiful women. He had this incredible ability to capture their inner elegance and grace, basically setting the standard for what ideal beauty looked like in his time. So these masters all had their own vibe, but their work shares this distinct visual language. Let's crack the code, What are the things that make an ukiyo-e print instantly recognizable? Here's your 4-point cheat sheet. First, look for the bold, flat compositions. Ukiyo-e artists used strong outlines instead of realistic Western perspective, which gives the art this powerful graphic look. Second, the vibrant colors. These prints just pop with dramatic, high-contrast colors designed to grab your eye. Third, it's all about capturing the moment. The art freezes a single, dynamic instant, the peak of a wave just before it crashes, a dramatic pose, a quick glance,
And finally, number 4, notice the deep sense of the seasons. Whether it's cherry blossoms in spring or snow in winter, the season is a vital character in almost every print, connecting it to a really important part of Japanese culture.
Okay, for our final section, we're going to follow what is, no joke, the most surprising part of this whole story: how this popular art from Japan ended up sparking an art revolution in Europe. You'd probably imagine these amazing artworks were carefully shipped in special crates, right? Treated like treasures. Well, the truth is way more humble. And frankly, it's just amazing. In the mid-1800s, a lot of these ukiyo-e prints, which were often seen as disposable in Japan by then, arrived in Europe as packing material. Yeah, they were used to wrap up and protect porcelain and other goods for shipping. Can you just imagine being an artist in Paris, you're unpacking a vase, and you discover a piece of art like nothing you have ever seen before? This sparked a phenomenon known as Japonisme, a massive craze for all things Japanese art and design that just swept through the European art world. And listen, this wasn't just some passing fad. It fundamentally changed the course of Western art. You had the Impressionist and Post-Impressionist masters. We're talking Van Gogh, Monet, Degas. They all became obsessed collectors. They started ditching traditional composition for ukiyo-e's daring off-center angles. They adopted its bold, flat blocks of color. And they started painting scenes of everyday city life, not just big, formal, historical subjects. Ukiyo-e literally gave them a whole new way of seeing the world, becoming this critical bridge between Eastern and Western art. So when you boil it all down, why does ukiyo-e still fascinate us so much today? Because it's so much more than a collection of pretty pictures, right? It's a vivid window into the culture, the values, and the daily life of an entire era. It's a beautiful expression of core Japanese aesthetics, that love of nature and the beauty of a passing moment. And of course, it's an absolutely essential chapter in the story of global art. From the streets of Edo all the way to the studios of Paris, ukiyo-e proves that art can carry stories we never, ever expect. So the next time you look at a painting or a print, ask yourself, what was its journey? Who was it made for? And what hidden story is it just waiting to tell you?